happened today, and the chance to, earlier today to hang out, with my parents and my great grandfather, and it's been an emotional day. It really has, and to see that before the game and see everyone reacting and cheering him on, and with my dad up there, my grandpa up there, it was just beyond special. It kind of it was kind of hard to shift my mind back to playing a game, but I'm so thankful it happened, and that's something that is beyond a memory maker for me, and that's something that will be a staple memory for me for the rest of my life.
When did you know that was going to came about, and when did you know that was going to happen?
We had plans of doing it right around the start of the new year. Mm-hmm. At first we were kind of mentioning it, and we threw the idea out there, and people at MSU loved the idea, and they were like, we have to make this happen. And I've been so excited about that, the closer it's been going on. And then it wasn't until this morning I realized, oh, this is going to be an emotional day, from before game to after game, I obviously know that after the game is going to be really emotional, but to have that happen before the game, I was trying so hard to hold back tears and stuff, because that was just so amazing, and to see everybody, like I said, cheering him on, and seeing generations of Kohlers up there was just something special.
Do you think you guys, like you talked about, you don't know how senior day will go emotionally. Do you think you guys were just a little, just off to start the game with the turnovers and that?
Yeah, no, I think beginning of the game, we were kind of out of sync a little bit. We had a lot of turnovers, and we just didn't play. We didn't play as well as we should have, and it wasn't until halftime, we really got into the locker room and got on each other, because this is not the way we wanted to go out. But first half was sloppy, and we just didn't bring it, and we're gonna make sure that we address what we did wrong tomorrow in film and everything, or even tonight. But first half was sloppy, but then we picked it up, and then we just have to make sure that in the last minutes, we don't have an ending like that, But it was a crazy game.
What was going through your head, seeing the montage and everything, and then walking out with your family and then kissing the Spartan logo?
It's literally when people say their life flashes before their eyes, my MSU career flashed before my eyes. I saw I saw the video of me on the carrier, aircraft carrier, and I was just hugging my parents the whole time, and I just told them how much I love them and how proud I am to be their son, and how much they mean to me, and how much they've helped me through everything, and that they are my first, they're the first people that, I owe everything to. They mean everything to me, and it was all of us were getting emotional, and it's just very, very emotional.
What does it mean? So many Spartans before you have kissed that, Spartan logo. To follow in their footsteps and join, the legacy of all of them. What does that mean to you as well?
I feel like not only kissing the logo is something special that when you come in as a freshman, it's very special. Everybody has done it, and it's a tradition that really symbolizes Spartan for life. And to see all the great ones in the past kiss the court, and just kind of my freshman year being here, seeing seniors kiss the court, and every year so on, it's been something I've been really looking forward to. I've been looking forward to, but I kind of don't, because I don't want my time to be over. But I think as it's happening, there's another layer to it, because people don't stay in school long enough, and that kind of adds another level of how special it is to stay here 4 years, and to really grind it out, and to go through all the hard things that coach puts us through, and the wins and losses, and all the emotional roller coaster that this place gives you, knowing that staying here 4 years, it just made kissing that logo that much better.
Where does today kind of rank for you, amongst all the games that you've ever played here?
I would say the game, I'm taking the before game and after game, it is probably at the very, very top, because you know, we've been to overseas, we've been on an aircraft carrier and all that stuff, but seeing 4 generations of Kohlers, you know, before the game was it struck a chord in me, and I can't even, I'm so lost for words when I think about how grateful I am that people here helped make that happen. And the game, you know, there's some things we could have done better, we could have played better, but after the game, just the fans and my teammates, my senior teammates, and just there's so much I can't say of everything of how thankful I am.
Jaxon, I don't know if you've looked at this
favorite, but it's unreal how much energy that place always has, and how I don't think it really hit me how much I'm gonna miss it. But
aside from the basketball team, what was like your favorite part of Michigan State and East Lansing?
I mean, I think it's really just like networking and building, you know, so many relationships that I'm gonna continue to use throughout my entire life. You know, not even, you know, all the teammates that I played with, but even like the coaches and you know, the guys that we meet along the way. You know, the alumni, like just kind of building like, you know, those relationships with those guys, like outside of basketball, and just understanding how they work and how they are as people is you know, you can't take that away from me. So that's, you know, that's something I value in my 4 years.
And last question, your 4 years of college basketball really coincided with a lot of changes in the college landscape with the transfer and the NIL and the super conferences. Do you think the sport is in a better or worse place right now?
It's tough. I think, you know, there's always different. It kind of depends on the situations. I think if you, as a player, are able to buy in and really understand that, you know, sticking with something is most of the time gonna bring you returns in the future. Is you know, that's what's gonna help you be successful. I think guys that you know, college basketball that have more of a short-term memory and you know, kind of want short-term success, that's where it can get sketchy. And I think, you know, that's you know, what me and Jaxon did, and Nick, and you know, we could have gone and, you know, played more somewhere, could have got the ball more, could have made more money like that, but it's just not, you know, it doesn't, it's not a value that we have, and I think now it's understand how that can help you in the future.
To be a kid from Jaxon, to grow up, you know, just down the road, was this kind of everything you dreamed of tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think I did dream about it, because I didn't think this was even a possibility. Like, yeah, the amount, like how loud it, you know, the loud coop chant I got at when I walked out there, and you know, I saw old school teachers that came down after, like old buddies, like old soccer teammates, like guys that, you know, they come up to me and like, hey, like, you remember me? I'm like, yeah, I remember you. Like, I'm not like this big time guy, but it was really surreal. I can't wait to, you know, see, you know, kind of take it all in tonight, and you know, see some pictures and just understand, you know, this is a lifelong memory that I'm going to be making. So
That montage and everything, what was kind of going through your head, and then that moment walking out and kissing the logo?
I think it just goes back to, you know, how many great moments that I've had here. You know, we've had up and down seasons. My first 2 years, we didn't win many games, but we still saw the positives and everything. And you go back to the experiences and all the games that I played in, and understanding all that and the adversity. It's just, you know, it's a perfect storm. And for me, it's, you know, the perfect way to wrap it up. We didn't finish the game exactly how we wanted to do it, but you know, finishing on a win in the Breslin Center, and you know, having a pretty good, you know, home win percentage, I think, in my career it's an awesome.
To follow in the footsteps of so many other Spartans, to kiss that Spartan S, I guess, what does that mean to continue on that legacy and tradition?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing that you know, I kind of want to stand for is being the staple Spartan, especially, you know, a staple development Spartan. So you know, for me and my legacy I want to bring is, I want guys, you know, next year, a couple years, to be like, oh, this is what Coop was doing, or this is how Coop was guarded ball screens, or this is how Coop was playing hard. Like I want to be that guy where the coaches are like, you know, be more like Coop, right? And I think, you know, there are moments where I don't necessarily, you know, do that as well as I can, but I think in the long run, that's going to be something that people look back on and appreciate.
Coop, when did those emotions start hitting you, as far as when the game was finally over? Was it when you guys went in the back, or was it when you kind of got in line with your family?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like, I really wanted to get emotional, but like, I was still so pissed about the way the game ended. It was hard to really take it all in and everything. But I think when I kind of went back there and I gave my mom a hug and gave my girlfriend a hug and saw my brothers and dad and everything there, like that was, you know, such a cool moment. And then ultimately, I think it hit me the hardest was just kind of seeing my montage up there and you know, seeing the support and understanding that everybody's kind of there for you, and you know, they really all they want to do is just, you know, thank you for your time here. And I think it's, you know, kind of walking out was when I kind of understood the you know, how important it was that, you know, what I did. So it's pretty cool.
Carson, having humble beginnings 30 minutes down the road and working your way into this